The cast of Edward Scissorhands, where are they now? More than 30 years after the film first hit theaters, see what the cast of Edward Scissorhands is up to today. When Edward Scissorhands first premiered in December 1990, it marked the first of many Tim Burton films starring Johnny Depp. It was a critical and financial success and became a cult classic with fans that re-watch it year after year. From Depp's continued work with the prolific director, to Winona Ryder's role in the smash Netflix hit, Stranger Things, here's what the cast of Edward Scissorhands is up to today. 1. Johnny Depp as Edward Scissorhands. Johnny Depp had career momentum when he stepped into the memorable makeup of Edward Scissorhands. He had roles in Nightmare on Elm Street and Platoon, but in 1987 he became a household name when he began his stint on the TV series 21 Jump Street. Edward Scissorhands kicked off his decades-long partnership with Tim Burton, with whom he's collaborated several times since, on films including Ed Wood, Sweeney Todd, Corpse Bride, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Outside of his work with Burton, Depp landed roles in films like 1993's What's Eating Gilbert Grape, 1997's Donnie Brasco, and in 2003 stepped into the role of Jack Sparrow for the first time in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. More recently, Depp starred as Grindelwald in 2 of the Fantastic Beasts films and portrayed Louis XV in 2023's Jean de Barry. Depp shares 2 children with his ex Vanessa Paradis, son Jack and daughter Lily Rose. 2. Winona Ryder as Kim. Edward Scissorhands was not Winona Ryder's first time in the world of Tim Burton. She had starred in 1988's Beetlejuice, which was her breakout role. Before landing the part of Kim in Edward Scissorhands, Ryder had solidified her dark comedy chops in Heathers alongside Christian Slater. In the 90s, Ryder starred in films including Reality Bites, The Age of Innocence, Little Women, 1994, and Girl, Interrupted. In 2012, she reunited with Burton and lent her voice to the animated flick Frankenweenie. More recently, Ryder has starred in Netflix's hit series Stranger Things. She is slated to reprise one of her earlier Burton roles in the upcoming Beetlejuice 2 film. Ryder has been dating Scott McKinley Hahn since 2011. 3. Dianne Wiest as Peg. Dianne Wiest was well known as a stage actress. In 1982, she performed in Three Sisters and in 1985 appeared in Othello alongside James Earl Jones and Christopher Plummer, before landing the role of Peg in Edward Scissorhands. She had a successful film career as well, in movies including Footloose and Hannah and Her Sisters, which won Wiest her first Oscar. After the 1990 film, Wiest continued landing big roles, including an Oscar-winning performance in 1995's Bullets Over Broadway. She also appeared in 1996's The Birdcage, 1998's Practical Magic, and 2001's I Am Sam. On the small screen, the 2-time Emmy winner played interim DA Nora Lewin on Law Order from 2000 to 2001, and more recently appeared on shows like In Treatment, Life in Pieces and Mayor of Kingstown from 2021 to 2023. In 2008, she returned to Broadway for the revival of Arthur Miller's All My Sons, alongside Katie Holmes, John Lithgow, and Patrick Wilson. 4. Anthony Michael Hall as Jim. Anthony Michael Hall was one of the biggest stars of the 80s, with roles in National Lampoon's Vacation, 16 Candles, The Breakfast Club and Weird Science, when he landed the role of Kim's boyfriend, Jim. Since the film, Hall has continued to act, landing roles in movies like 6 Degrees of Separation, All About the Benjamins, The Dark Knight and the series The Dead Zone from 2002 to 2007. More recently, he's appeared in the films Foxcatcher, Live by Night, War Machine, and appeared on several episodes of The Goldbergs from 2019 to 2023. In June 2023, Hall became a dad when he and his wife, Lucia Hall, welcomed a baby boy named Michael Anthony Hall II. He and Lucia wed in 2020. 5. Alan Arkin as Bill. Alan Arkin had been acting for years before playing Peg's husband, Bill, in the 1990 film. Following college, Arkin had a brief career in music before becoming an early member of Second City in Chicago and later made his Broadway debut in 1961 appearing in From the Second City. Arkin had also ventured onto the screen around that time, appearing in films like The Russians Are Coming, which earned the actor his first of 4 career Oscar nominations, in 1967. Following his role in Edward Scissorhands, Arkin appeared in Glengarry Glen Ross, Little Miss Sunshine, which won him an Oscar, and Argo, as well as work on the small screen in shows like Chicago Hope, The Pentagon Papers and The Kominsky Method on Netflix, which earned him Emmy, Golden Globe and Screen Actors Guild nominations. Arkin was a father of 3 and wed his third wife, Suzanne Newlander, in 1996. He died in June 2023 at age 89. 6. Kathy Baker as Joyce. Kathy Baker's first on-screen role came in 1983's The Right Stuff, and from there the roles kept coming in films including A Killing Affair, Street Smart, Clean and Sober and Dad. After landing the role of Joyce, a housewife who takes a liking to Edward, in the 1990 film, Baker has continued to act, landing the role of Dr. Jill Brock in Picket Fences from 1992 to 1996, and later appearing on Boston Public from 2001 to 2002. She's appeared in a steady flow of film and TV projects over the last few decades, including Cold Mountain and the Jesse Stone TV movie franchise starring Tom Selleck. More recently, Baker appeared on the Netflix series, The Ranch, from 2016 to 2020. 7. Robert Oliveri as Kevin. When Robert Oliveri, who's seen here in A Scene with Depp, landed the role as the family's son, Kevin, he had just recently appeared in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids alongside Rick Moranis, as well as the TV movie Let's Get Mom. Since the 1990 Tim Burton flick, Oliveri appeared in the 1992 Honey sequel, though that was the actor's last major role.